To you a little bit late in the night season. I just want to continue precisely from where you stopped. I said 2 days ago, I made a statement. I said it's unfortunate that Nigeria is at the moment bleeding. It's a sad situation because the time that the government is spending trying to government is spending trying to uh, defend themselves by saying all kinds of things. They are putting those same energy on trying to work on our security system. Would have been better. I've seen a lot of comments on saying Tinubu should resign, Tinubu should resign. Tinubu resigning is not it's not the issue. We have already seen that the army is already compromised. We saw the brigadier general that was killed. Not only was the brigadier general killed, 26 girls were adopted in Kebbi State. And the army that was going to rescue them were attacked and injured. The army that was going to rescue them. We have never had it so bad like this. Obviously, there seems to be some information that's getting out from even from the army to the terrorists. There's a coded link. And like somebody said once, and I think it's true, the situation we get to this extent now because the policy of Buhari from the beginning and the army commanders there was a very strange strange policy. A policy where they have to take arrested Boko Haram. They were arrested. You say they are repentant. Then you bring them back into the army. Man, this is a set of guys that have made a lot of killings. They've killed and killed and killed and killed. They burnt houses and done all kinds of things. This is a religious ideology. It's not something you say is a repentant. Is repentant. Repentant of what? It's a belief system. That's what they were taught. And I begin to wonder those who were in charge then. And what did they do? These bandits, Boko Haram, were arrested. After about a few months, they were integrated back into the army. Oh, Operation Safe Corridor. Along they distribute them, army, police. So the Nigerian security system, they were able to distribute the so-called repentant Boko Haram into the security system. And that's where some of all these leakages are coming from. Because before the army make any move, the bandits or the terrorists, they are already aware of whatever the army wants to do. Because there's a leakage within the system. Except that leakage is addressed, the situation will get worse. It has nothing to do with President Tinubu. No, it's not Tinubu. Tinubu is not. Is Tinubu the chief of army staff? Is he the national security advisor? No. Instead of calling for Tinubu to resign, they would have asked that the national security advisor resigned. They would have looked at the security system leakages that is there. Because there are some sympathizers of Boko Haram that are there. Some sympathizers of Boko Haram who are also in the security system. So it's a war of ideology. They can never win this kind of war. They have to do something. And President Tinubu has to do something, not in terms of rearranging the architecture completely. Left to me, I would have said for now, the National Security Advisor should step aside. National Security Advisor. Thank you very much for those who are joining us now. I saw information coming from different people who are online with us. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us on this broadcast. I saw I gave you money, 1,000 naira. I don't know which of the accounts they paid that to, but thank you very much for everything that you've said and you've done. This is BHF Foundation. For those who want to make a contribution or donation or want to assist, this is a youth ministry, BHF Youth Ministry. And we are trying as much as possible within the limit of our resources to try and see how we can be able to have a youth camp. Yes, you talk in English, I talk in English. Yes, we try to build up a youth camp where we begin to handle the issue of the youth. BHF is a youth organization. BHF is a youth organization. So for those who want to support the BHF youth organization, we can go to Believers. BHF is Believers House of Freedom. Believers House of Freedom. That's BHF. BHF, or it is Believers House of Freedom Foundation. The account name is Believers House of Freedom Foundation. And the account is 042 9860769 GT Bank. Let me say that again. 042 9860769 GT Bank, Guaranteed Trust Bank. So, like I said, it's something that we need to begin to look into. It's a serious work to be done, except they generally begin to see how they can work on the security system. We can't win this war. It's very difficult because apparently the security system have been compromised. They've been saying that again and again. The security system is compromised. I mean, look at how a whole brigadier general of the Nigerian army was killed. And when the Americans got all the intel, the information they need, and when they came and they complained and said there's a genocide in Nigeria, Christian genocide, there was a lot of uprising. At the moment today now, we have a lot of Nigerian officials. Nigerian officials have gone to White House in America to try and see how they can begin to sell the narrative or try and see how they can begin to say all kinds of things. But this is a digital world we're living in. Everything that is happening, they know. The Americans have the intel. The Americans never said, Donald Trump in his tweet, never said he's coming to fight Nigeria. He never said so. Those who are saying, he wants to take our mineral resource, he wants to say this, he wants to do this, it's all because it is those people who are terrorist sympathizers. Like I said, keep saying it again and again. This is not a war between Christians and Muslims. It is not a war between Christians and Muslims. It is not. It's not a war between Christians and Muslims. It's a terrorist organization that is ravaging and destroying the North. And so when Donald Trump said he wants to the American military want to deal with the terrorists in Nigeria, all kind of uprising was. Even China had to contribute. I understand the part of China wants to contribute because there's a viral video that said the Chinese are already in the North doing illegal mining, and they are the ones that are armed these terrorists to protect themselves, and terrorists use ammunition to see how they can also fight Nigerians. So the Chinese also have they have a major role to play in this insecurity. The Chinese have a major role to play because they are interested in mining the precious metal that we have in the North. They're interested in mining it, and that's what they are working on. So we quite understand from that perspective of the Chinese, because they are here doing illegal business and also arming the criminals in the field. Something has to be done with the Nigerian army. And I want to advise President Tinubu, you can't even trust the Nigerian army. You can't. All those ones here, GCF, Arrow, Commander-in-Chief, it's just a mouth. You can't trust them because the Nigerian, the system is compromised. President Jonathan said some time ago, when he said there's Boko Haram in his cabinet. And the situation got worse. when the late President Buhari invited these bandits to come and help him in the election. It made the matter worse. And it's very painful, very sad. The level of insecurity has gotten to an alarming situation, an alarming situation. And I pity the Christians in the north. And gradually they want to move towards the south. Look at what happened in the church, where bandits went to a church in Kwara, where people are worshiping God. When they are worshiping God on Sunday, I don't know whether it's Sunday or weekly days. People are worshiping God. These bandits go there, open fire. You see the old woman there who was trying to run. She couldn't even run because an old woman. So Nigeria is in a mess as it is now. As it is now, even Somalia is safer than Nigeria. Haiti is safer than Nigeria. Where the situation is getting worse is because even the security agents that you put in place are supposed to defend the ordinary Nigerians, some of them are also involved. They are bandit sympathizers. So how do you win such a war? How do you fight such a war? How? We need external help. Because how do you develop? Look, you are talking about bringing foreign investor. Tell me the foreign investor that will come to invest in Nigeria at a time like this. I mean, you hear what Reverend Ezekiel Dachomo was saying. He has buried over from Jos. And the pastor said he has buried over 2,000 people. Just like I said, but unfortunately, we have some politicians, some political pastors who are paid, receive money and the rest. So they love money more than God. And so they come and tell you that nothing is happening, nothing is doing this, nothing is doing this. You see, the Christians are killed. The Muslims are killed. All life matters. So we don't want a situation to make it look as if, except it's because they are, it's only the Christian life that matters. The Muslims are also killed. But who is doing this killing? Is this terrorist group that is affiliated to Islam? And like somebody said, he said, these things are also written in the book to kill the infidels. So how do you handle such a situation? I think it is time for the Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs. It's time for the Muslims leaders, Sultan of Sokoto and the rest to come out and begin to speak against such things. They shouldn't be silent, because those who are perpetrating this evil, they tell you they are doing it in the name of Allah, killing people, killing souls for Allah. Where do you hear such a thing? So the Muslims will stand up and say, no, this is not acceptable, because there will not be development. How can there be development? How can development come to the north? And in a larger how can development come to Nigeria? A country that people are not safe. A country where killings are going on regularly, rampantly. So it's not a matter of Christian genocide. It's a matter of killings. The Christians have been killed. A lot of Christians have been killed. More Christians are killed. That does not negate the fact that Muslims are also killed. For example, the girls that were adopted in the girls' secondary school, the Maga Girls Secondary School, the girls that were adopted in Kebbi State, the names have been released. Most of them are Muslims. Kebbi State is a Muslim. It's not a Christian state. It's a Muslim state. But look at the trauma that the girls are going through, for goodness sake. And yes, somebody comes to tell you, America want to take Nigerian gold. They want to take Nigerian precious stone. Can you imagine? So I want to say again and again, it's not about Tinubu. There are some people that are trying to use this one They are trying to play politics what is happening to make it look as if, okay, Tinubu is not competent. Don't vote for him again. That is not the battle we are fighting now. The country have a national security advisor. The country has a minister of defense, Matawale, Rupato. All these are people within the security that are handling the security. So when you're talking about Tinubu, well, you can say, okay, maybe he has to tell these same guys to resign because they've not performed. But whoever you are going to bring, are you not going to bring them within the military? Who are you going to use? Is it Tinubu that will go to fight or war front? We are telling you that the security system is already compromised. How did they know that they were going to rescue the girls, that they attacked the army that was going to rescue the girls? And the most annoying part of it is that all over the world, the story is everywhere. The story is everywhere. Killings everywhere. Massive killing. In 2025. Even at Saudi Arabia, where we have Mecca, where that is the home of Islam, such things doesn't take place in Saudi Arabia. Such things doesn't take place in Saudi Arabia. They don't. Why is Nigerian own Islam different? Nigerian own Islam, is it different from the Islam they practice in Saudi Arabia? Why are these people killing? They just carry gun freely and kill as they like. I begin to wonder why. And we have somebody who is also representing, who seems to be the spokesman for the bandits. I say, okay, they should negotiate. But the more they are negotiating, where's the root? All the negotiations they'll be having, even in Kasina. You look as if the negotiation has even emboldened them. The more you negotiate with them, the more it's getting worse. All the negotiation has not produced any results. It has not produced results. Because apparently the more they negotiate, the more it's getting worse. Because they take pleasure in the kidnapping, they take pleasure in the killing on a regular basis. But we need peace in Nigeria. Can we have peace? They have to sit down together and reorganize our security system in this country. They need to have intelligence. The army need to have intelligence that they are operating with. Because this is terrible. Already the economy is bad. And who do you think will come and invest in an economy like this? How will Nigeria make progress? Who in his right senses will come to invest in a country like this? When your investment is not in guarantee. People are being killed and kidnapped regularly. Bandits will go to church and go and attack people in the CAC church. Can you imagine? In a country that is supposed to have security system. Now the security system has failed. And Nigeria is in crisis. One would have expected a situation where President Tinubu will be able to discuss with America and try to see how Americans will come and, not only Americans, how the Western world and how civilized world will come and say how to solve Nigerian problem. Instead, we are here deceiving ourselves. It's not about Christian genocide, it's about genocide. People are killed. People are killed. Muslims are killed. Christians are killed. Nigerians are killed. Might not need to put Christian genocide. Nigerians are killed. We've seen where they kill people in the mosque. So we need to stop. These people have been emboldened. And the way it is going now, they will overrun Nigeria in any time from now. Nigeria as a country is not safe. Because except something is done, where they are going to now is to overrun this country. And where they turn this country to Afghanistan, where they can overrun the country. then something is done. Even the Christians in the south are not safe because these are a different brand of, the Muslims in the south are not even safe because it's a different brand of Muslim. These are killers. These are bloodsuckers. They are sending people to White House to discuss with them. What are you going to tell them? Are you going to tell them what they are seeing on social media everywhere? Or you want to travel to America to tell them that there's genocide in Nigeria, but it's not Christian genocide, it's Nigerian genocide. Muslims are killed, Christians are killed. How safe is Nigeria? And those who are responsible, who are doing all these things, please, can they please allow this country to breathe? Because Nigerian life matters. Nigerian life matters. The economy is in a standstill and it's getting worse. But there's no economic investment in such a system, such a country, where the life of people are not guaranteed. So I want to say, first and foremost, calling Tinubu to resign is not the issue. If Tinubu resigns, what will happen? Shetima will take over? Is it the same Shetima that they say founded Boko Haram that will now take over? So when you say Tinubu resign, what are you? It doesn't make sense. But those that love Nigeria will begin to work on our security system, because it has been compromised. No matter what you do, these bandits will continue to get information because the army the army has been compromised. There are criminal elements also who are feeding the terrorists with what is happening. And that's part of the crisis we are facing in Nigeria. The world has to come to Nigerian rescue. We have over 80 million Christians in Nigeria. 80 million. We have over 200 and something million Nigerians. And if they don't do something now, when war break out, which country will be able to accept Nigerian refugees? Which country? We are almost 230 million people. Is it Ghana that will accept Nigeria? Is it South Africa? There's no country in Africa that will be able to accommodate the influx of Nigerian refugees when war break out. No country. That's why these things must be nipped on the bud on time. And this crisis must stop because we are too big to go as refugees. Now, America and Europe will not be safe. We will not be safe with over 200 something million refugees. Which country? Europe and America will not be safe. It is now time for the world to rise up and put a stop to this. So a war does not break out in Nigeria. It's not about the government deceiving themselves, trying to downplay it and make it look as if nothing is happening. Something is happening, no? Something is happening in Nigeria. We need our security system to be restored. We need to live in peace. Because Nigeria can grow up to become one of the greatest countries in the world if we can be able to fix this crisis and nip it in the bud. So please, it's not just a matter of prayer. We pray, but as we are praying, the Christians and Muslims are praying. We want our leaders to sit down and think out of the box on how to put an end to this thing. You have tried rehabilitation, it doesn't work. You have tried peace negotiation with bandits, it doesn't work. So we must begin to think of what to do now so we can have peace in this country. It is to the interest of the world for there to be peace in Nigeria. So I begin to conclude, I said before, there's no country in Africa or in the world that can accept over 200 and something million Nigerians as refugees. I want Europe to think about it. I want America to think about it. Something has to be done. And the things that China will not take, they should not allow other people to take it. Will the Chinese be able to accommodate over 200 and something million Nigeria if there's war? So the Chinese should contribute something positive, not just to come out and begin to speak because anything America say you want to oppose it. Give your own concrete advice. To the Russians, will they accept it? Remember, we have over 239 million Nigerians. If there's war now, which country, which continent will be able to accept over 200 million refugees? Think about it. Let's put an end to this crisis. Because we don't want to leave our country. We have no other country than this. And we believe Nigeria can be great. Have a wonderful day.